morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow gentlemen. Today I have a special series that I'm starting up. I didn't make it, but I'm joining it. It is called Gamble Life. It's going to be probably a seven-part series where it is basically just competitive Minecraft. The goal is to be the last one standing. Everyone has 6 lives. There's also a lot of other rules that I'll explain later. Here's a quick scan of them. I sure hope that you had your trigger finger on that pause button there. But yeah, right now we're just waiting for all of the players to join, and this sort of the waiting period. The mods are explaining the rules to the players, but I'm not listening because that's nerdy stuff. Anyways, I'd just like to mention this. I am doing this audio over the gameplay. I'm not doing it during, as I still have not found a way to record while also listening to Discord. And yeah. Well, anyways, whenever the session starts, my team immediately heads to the closest village to get some food. Overall rate it. Now, and during the explanation of all the rules, the head mod, the creator of the game, basically told us that all the villagers had already been killed because enchants are going to be really hard to get in this specific life series. So yeah, but there's still food, there still might be iron, wood, and early stone for good tools. My team immediately picks up on this and we all head there. And really, our head plan is just to make sure that we are better than the few other good players in this series, which I would say the main opponents would be someone named Mystic, another Ori, and the last Jay. And the only other people that are actually good at fighting would be my team, with the sole exception of me, because I'm really bad at this game. But anyways, we get our food, and my team sort of splits up. I go out looking for iron and materials, and my team stays back and makes a homestead at the village. I quickly mine up some copper because I couldn't find iron, and copper armor is better than none, so it made sense to me at the moment. After I mined some copper and secured some armor, I mined up some coal, melting, and around this time, Boogeyman was about to be chosen. Now, this role was given to a random player and would basically allow them to kill another player without consequence. I immediately jump to use mind games. As you can see, I type in chat that I'm Boogie, despite the fact that Boogie hasn't been chosen yet because it's getting chosen in 10 minutes. Mind games, people, mind games. The session was going great when this happened. Gamble cards. These are special session-specific effects that'll change gameplay in major ways. Now, each session will have a different one, meaning you can never really anticipate what's going to happen. Now, I am immediately going to see what this does as I eat a piece of food and get poisoned. Now, I immediately run my brain through every single episode of a completely unrelated series, and I realize that this is something related to eating things. As you see, I try to eat my pickaxe, but it doesn't work. So I now realize that this is a different sort of effect. It only allows you to eat normal food items, and they maybe give you a different effect. Luckily, I don't get a second effect whenever I eat those carrots, so I stay alive. But I still block myself up because I'm low on health. Now my brain immediately starts thinking of what exactly this gamble card is. We can deduce that it's most likely based on eating food and giving a random effect, which, while is similar to the second episode of a completely unrelated series, but is a good series, it's called Wildlife, watch it. Instead of it being specific to the item, it's always random. meaning you could always get a bad effect from eating the same food multiple times. Now I find a minor little glitch with this. You see, I test here if potatoes give effects, and they actually give me some absorption right there. But if, as you see inside those earlier clips, there's a little glitch with this. Now, before I explain this, I gotta, bloat in chat and explain how these guys didn't study. But anyways, this minor little glitch is that whenever I was eating those carrots earlier, they didn't give me effects. And right around now is whenever I realized that. I didn't know if this was exactly a bug or maybe the creator of this mod maybe just forgot carrots in the list, but with this knowledge, this gives me a major opportunity. Now, before I could even think about how exactly I could combat this, other than abusing the carrot bug, a string of deaths just started happening. And I can probably hypothesize now how it happened. My best guess is that whenever someone eats, because there's hunger, we're forced to eat a lot, that they would get poison or some sort of effect that would make them lowered in health. And then from there, they would get effects such as instant death, withering, or actually just fatal poison, because for some reason that was within the effect pool. And this was just devastating, just because of how strong the hunger was inside this first wave. And it got a lot of people, as we'll see in a couple seconds. My team started wondering if it was on hard mode, because apparently hunger would just fully kill you on hard mode. And yeah, my team was very scared of that. The second person dies. They starved, so they chose not to eat. And then the third dies. Here's the fourth. This one's by magic. That tells me that they died to instant damage, which is very insightful. Here's me abusing the bug and eating carrots, BMing as well. Here's the fourth death, and I just start packing up my things. I'm getting out of here. I have to find my team and I have to get out. But I'm stopped by this little thing of the moderators putting us all in spectator, which was a major problem on their part because I immediately start X-raying, and I see a little thing down here, a little trial ruin, and I would never be the kind of guy to abuse this situation. Don't mind that screenshot. Now the spectator thing was only temporary. We were probably gonna get out of it in a couple seconds. And I'd just like to mention, I'm not gonna abuse those cords. I am going to go to the trial chamber, but that's only because my team told me to go whenever they found it naturally. I, of course, would never abuse a game-breaking bug such as that, as I am a very worthy person. Now, the reason why they put us in spectator in the first place was because a bunch of people were dying. Apparently, the moderators had set the mod up on its highest strength, which made it basically really startling to players who weren't ready, like myself. Moderators quickly took us out of spectator and put us back into survival, just as they also gave back all of the lives that were taken during those last couple minutes, which my team disliked, but ultimately we couldn't really do anything about. As you see here, I immediately left my team to go searching, and I didn't find nothing. I found this village. Now, it's very hard to see with how bad these graphics are, but I do spot a villager. But unfortunately, the village is inside of the border, and therefore I can't get him. I could try to fishing rod him out, or kite him out, but I ultimately give up and start searching for iron. As we see right here, little mining montage. We do get some, but just as I'm about to smelt it, this happens. The wild card is back up. took a couple seconds for them to tweak it, but now it will be much easier to... It'll be a lot less hunger, but the hunger effect will get stronger as time goes on. Now I'm smelting some iron right here. I'm just trying to get a shield and basic armor. We can't craft helmets, as that's one of the rules. And yeah, after getting my shield, I fight this cool zombie. I absolutely destroy it, and I get some rotten flesh. I had the bright idea to eat it, but it immediately gives me poison, and I have some adrenaline rushing through my veins as I run into this corner. Now I don't have it right now, but my team has experimented with milk buckets, and they do not work to remove the hunger effect. And I still hypothesized that I could still use it to cure effects such as poison, but as you see right here, I had a chance of dying. I'm kidding, I'm eating carrots. I had a 0% chance of dying. But also, as seen inside this clip, this is the boogeyman process where it chooses someone. I unluckily did not get boogeyman, but that also leads chance to other people. And I live another day, not even close. I go back to mining. I fight an enderman at some point. Then I go straight to the surface to try and find my friends. You see that enderman clip for just a second. But yeah, I go back up to the surface, mine a bit more iron, fight a couple more mobs. Then I get this bright idea. I know that one of my allies is the boogeyman because they told me. But you see, my enemies don't know that, so me running around them I found as a bit of a troll. Talking is hard. After returning to Homestead, I quickly smelted up some materials and made some tools before joining my team in their crusade of diamond mining. I know that I wanted to get milk buckets before I went down into the mines, specifically that, but also I wanted to ensure that I had enough carrots, so I started to make a farm for carrots and a couple other vegetables, so here's a quick little montage. Bedrock box, 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 bedrock box. Now finally in the mines, I quickly sorted my inventory and ate some mutton, and got poison from it. This is where the milk bucket really comes in handy, because it can cure things such as poison, wither, any sort of bad effect that I get from eating. And with this sort of strategy of drinking milk if I get a bad effect, it basically makes the gamble card much better. I mean, really, it's pretty easy. Anyways, you see here, I found some lava and some diamonds. With these, I really wanted to make a diamond pick and try to get a enchanting table, because enchants are just really good. So after making the diamond pickaxe, I quickly start mining the obsidian. And with the obsidian, I can not only make an enchanting table, but I can also make traps. That's just really good. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it this session because the admins weren't online and the crafting recipes glitched, so we actually have to do it manually. And we see here, I receive a very generous donation by the luck gods. Now, I want you to go ahead and count these with me. See, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 diamonds from a single vein. Now, that is actually not possible, but due to chunks, it is possible. Anyways, I noticed here that I ran out of food, so I was quickly making my way to surface, just getting some iron on the way. And, yeah, it was a bit of a close call, as you can see by my expert editor. He's luckily zoomed in on the hunger bar. Here's some carrots. After finishing farming, I witnessed the next death for with this gamble card. That is gun to instant damage. Yep. You see right here, this is the reason why I didn't tell my team immediately about the carrot glitch, because the teammate that is shown within this picture just said it in chat. No one reacted though, so that's good. I was bored, so then I just started trolling by spamming people's screen, by doing things. Then I blamed it on a person named Red. Not the color, but the person. And this is the clip of me finally figuring out where the admin was after spamming his DMs. He's getting boba. Good for him. I mean, really. This is a clip of right before my teammate finally got a kill. He was the boogie, so we were kind of stressed about it a little bit since it was, you know, it's been quite a while. Been like over 80 minutes. This is an unfortunate set of events. You can see it right there. Red dies to instant magic. And then not even 30 seconds later, they die to a creeper. So it's unfortunate. Anyways, nothing really happens for the rest of the session. I kind of just go mining, looking for diamonds and other minerals. We did find a ancient city pocket. Not the actual ancient city, but just a big skulk biome. And nothing really happened. Now, with nothing really happening, they ended the session early. I go ahead and make a quick joke before I basically just got ready to log out. Since beating the game is banned. Well, anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. If you like this series, like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 2.